Hello, my friend Evan Scoresby here with howtowithevan.com, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to send an email broadcast using AWeber. Now, a broadcast email is just one way that you can send an email to your subscribers on your email list. A broadcast email is just a one-time on-demand email that just gets sent out immediately, or you can schedule it and set it up to go out for a certain time later in the day or a different day and time in the future. Okay, and so I did another video that I'll have a link to in the description below that will share with you the differences between a broadcast email and the other types. But for the purpose of this video, again, we're just going to be talking about sending a broadcast email, specifically using the AWeber platform. Now, AWeber is an email marketing software that allows you to collect email addresses and build an email list, and it allows you to automatically follow up with your subscribers, sending out these autoresponder messages, or like in this case, just setting up an email to go out on demand. And so let's just get right into it. And so here you can see I'm on my AWeber account. And in AWeber, before you start setting up a message, you want to make sure that you are on the list that you want to be on, right? So you might have multiple email lists on your account. And so you just want to make sure the list that is active that you want to send it to is selected. And so it'll show which active list is here. So right here I have my active list called AM Guide, okay? And so if I want to switch to a different list, I can just select it from down here, okay? And then the next thing you do, you want to come here to Messages, okay? So you select Messages, and there's these different options for selecting how you can follow up with your email list. So in this message, or in this video, we're going to be doing a broadcast email, which we're just going to be sending out on demand, okay? So I'll click on Broadcasts, and it will take me to this page here, which will maybe show the previous messages that I have sent in the past already. And I can change from these different tabs of, if I have any scheduled out or split tests or any view that I want to see online. But first thing I want to do is I just want to come over here where it says create a new message. I'm going to click on that, and it gives me the different options of different editors and platforms of how I can build this email. You can choose any one of them that you want, but I personally like and use the HTML editor. For me, that's the easiest to use, and I like that one the best. But a lot of people use the drag and drop one, but I don't really like that option. So I'm going to choose this option for the HTML editor. So what you see is what you get editor, and you can use it to put in HTML and that sort of thing if you wanted to. But once you select it, it comes here to the editor. So the first thing that you want to do is insert your subject line, okay? And so I have an email that I pre-set up that I'm just going to copy and paste this information in here. But you want to come up with your subject line, and you want to insert it here. So the subject line that I'm choosing to use for this email is over 15K. I'm going to put in DFY resources at your fingertips, okay? And so that's my subject line, and then down here I'm going to be able to type in and put in the body of the email, okay? So I'm just going to copy what I have here. Normally you can preset this up before you actually go in and do it like I am, or you can just type it out as you do it, okay? So here's my email that I'm copy and pasting in, and I'm going to edit this email a little bit. So for here at the beginning, I'm going to personalize it by inserting my subscriber's first name. And so I'm just going to leave a space there, going to come over here to the personalize option, subscriber info, and the first name. So it'll put in this code here, and this code is a variable that AWeber recognizes, and it will automatically put in my subscriber's first name in the email. So when my subscribers get it, it will say, hey Joe, or hey Bob, or hey Evan, right here in the first line. And so other things that I'm going to do here to customize this, I'm going to select all of the text. You can do that by Control A on your keyboard, or you can right click and select all as well. So I'm going to highlight everything that's here, and I'm just going to edit the font style. So I like using Arial. I like having it be at an 18 font size. and so it just makes it a little bit easier to read. Okay, and then I need to do some editing where people will click on the link. Okay, so here's the link to my YouTube video that I'm promoting in this video. So the email says, I recently published a new YouTube video where I show you how to get over 15,000 done-for-you resources at your fingertips. You can watch it here. So when people get this email, I want to make sure that this phrase is linked and they can click on it and they will go to my YouTube video. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is going to highlight the YouTube URL that I want linked. So I'm going to copy that. And I just got that from my YouTube video. And then I'm going to delete it out because I don't want it displayed. But I am going to I'm going to highlight this text and I'm going to link this phrase. So once I have that phrase highlighted, I'm going to come up here to the toolbar. I'm going to click on this icon that says link. And then I can just paste it in right here. And it will give you a little green check mark most of the time, but even sometimes if it doesn't, it'll still work. So even if you get a miscellaneous error, it still works. Okay, so I'll click on OK, and you can test it out and just make sure later. So I got that linked up, and so these, let me go through the rest of the email. I like to proofread it and make sure it sounds all right. So these PLR resources include online courses, presentations, reports, ebooks, products, and even coaching programs. The best part, so I'm going to put in, so sometimes I make some edits. So the best part, you don't have to write a single word from scratch and without, so there's another little error there, without having to find, pay, and babysit expensive freelancers to get the job done. It's also completely brandable to you, to yourself, and or your company. All right, so I explain everything right here in this video. So I have a link here to a picture that I'm going to use. So I'm going to insert a picture. So I uploaded a picture to my website so I could get a website address for it, that I'd be able to insert this picture. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this URL for the picture and copy it, delete it, and then I'm going to come up here to the toolbar and I'm going to insert an image. And it's asking me for the URL, so just paste in the URL there, and it should come up. And then I'm going to scale it down quite a bit and have it be like 400 width. Okay, not going to have any border. I'm going to do a left alignment and then press OK. So it's going to insert this picture in here, and then I'm just going to put my cursor there and just bring everything down below it. Okay. And then I want this picture to be linked, so if people click on the picture, they'll go to the YouTube video as well. So I'm going to take the YouTube website address here again, copy that, and then delete it. I'm going to select the picture, and then I can come up here to the link option again and just insert that link again and press OK. So now when people get this email, if they click on the picture, it will also go to the video. Okay, so let's continue on. This resource is awesome if you are new to online marketing because it helps you provide value-based information or info to your audience. Check it out and make it a great day. Okay, so I'm going to link this. Check it out. Another link to the video. Paste that in. And then I have another link to a profile picture that I use at the bottom of all my emails. So I'm going to insert another picture here. So I'm going to highlight and copy that picture, delete it, and then come up here to the picture option again and put in my picture here. Bring that size down just a little bit and press OK. All right. And there we have it. There's the email. So everything is linked. Okay, everything is set up. So if I wanted to preview and test it, I could. So I can come up here to the top right and select preview and test. So I can see how it would look online. I could also check the mobile preview over here and see how it would look on a mobile device. And sometimes I might need to make a change. So you can see here, YouTube is on its own line. So I need to actually do some editing here and bring this up a little bit, and so we can make it look really nice on a mobile device. Okay, so sometimes you might have to make some of those changes. All right, so here's another one. Online is on its own line. So I didn't space this out properly when I was formatting my email. Okay, so I'm just going to make some adjustments here on the editing and formatting. Bring everything up and then just preview and test and just make sure again it looks good. So here's 2 on its own line. So let's bring that down, pull that up. Again, preview it. So below the picture, got a couple of more here that I need to do. So R, it's just a little bit short on it. So bring that up. Oops. Value-based info. All right. So there we go. And let's preview one more time. Make sure it looks good on a mobile device. Makes it easy to read. Yep, okay, looks good. Then if I wanted to test it, I can send myself a test message. And then I could actually see how it looks and make sure the links work. So it says my test message is on the way. I heard it just come into my inbox. So let me get my inbox over here so I can see it. Pull up my Gmail that I tested this with. All right, so here it is. So here's the email coming from me, over 15K and done for your resources. Okay, this looks good. Click on the email. Here's the email showing the pictures, and then I could also click on the links, and it should take me to my YouTube video, which it does. So there it brings up the video.
Hello, my friend.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then I'll come here, click on the picture, make sure that goes. Looks like it's working. So I always want to preview and test it. So this one didn't work on the picture for some reason. So I might need to make an edit there. Check out this one. And this one didn't work for some reason. So let's go back. See, this is why we test it. I'm glad this actually happened, because most people miss this and they don't test out their links, because there'll be sometimes I get emails from people who send out an email and they provide a link and it doesn't work. And then a few minutes later, they realize they made a mistake and they send a correction email. So this is what you can do to prevent a correction email. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up the video that I'm using, and instead of using the short URL that they give for sharing, I am going to get the long URL. Okay, so up here at the top, so when you're on a YouTube video and if you're sharing it with others, you can click on the share option down here and it'll give you this short URL that you could copy and use. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Or you can get this long URL up here. So I'm going to just get the URL up here, and I'm going to use this in the email instead. So close that out. And let's close this down. Let's come back to my editor. And I'm going to edit these links to have it be this full email. And now you can see there's a check mark. So I guess that did kind of matter. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's hit or miss. You can see the first one worked just fine, but the second one didn't. So I'm going to just edit and change all of these links and then just retest it again just to make sure it's good. Okay, so I edit all the links. Let's preview and test. Send another test message here. Just heard my buzz. Come back to my inbox. Okay, here's another message. So here's the second email that came in. Actually, this first one. That one was 3 minutes ago. This one was 1 minute ago. Okay, so we can watch it here. Okay, that takes me to the video. Test it on the picture. And takes me to the video. And test it down here. And it takes me to the video. All right, so we're good. So now that we've properly previewed, tested it, edited it, we can now send it out to the list. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the editor here, and then I can just save and exit here at the very bottom right. So I'm going to click on Save and Exit. This will take me back to where I started, and it will be on a draft until I get it scheduled. Okay, so here's the draft. Now I can click here to schedule it. And I can do a lot of different options on here if I want. I could send this out to Facebook and Twitter if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. Who should receive this message? I have my current list, but I also want to send it to a couple of other lists that I have that would still benefit from this message. So I'm actually going to click on Edit, and I can include other lists that this gets sent out to. Okay, I'm just going to include that one and apply. So it's going out to 2 active lists. This is where you can send the message immediately, which I'm going to do, or you can edit this to go out at a later time. And you can set up any automations if you would like on this as well. All right, and then I'm just going to click on Send Message Now. And it just confirms, yes, I cannot undo this action. So yes, I'm going to send it. And it says Success, saving your settings. Okay, so that is how you set up an email broadcast in AWeber. So hopefully you found this information helpful. And if you want to check out this video about these done for you resources at your fingertips, I'll have that in the description below where you can actually watch that information. It actually might be a card, a little picture that comes up here at the end of the video that you can see that too. But hope you have a great day and never ever give up on your dreams. Bye for now.